What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Earl Raymond Racing Engines, and Profab Headers and Exhaust. What's up, guys? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. We worked on some race cars this week, even though we were unsuccessful in meeting our deadline. But
Closer
due
than
to some,
it was.
yeah, due to some part, delays and stuff. But we definitely worked on it a lot, and ended up taking the Legend car though. So finally back at it. What about you?
Back at it. Not much, about the same. Been working all week and worked on race car, got it ready, made it to Dillon, raced. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Wasn't terrible, I don't guess. Wasn't great, wasn't terrible. Was there though. But that's been about it. Had church yesterday and came home and watched good old race from Martinsville.
Mm-hmm.
And not like we got anything to talk about there.
Yeah.
Back at work today and not liking this time change.
No.
At all. It feels like it is 9 o'clock at night already to me. I don't like it.
No, me neither.
I hate it being. It was literally almost dark when I left work today. I was like, man, this stinks. So let's go back. Just change it back. I'm not recognizing it. Can I do that? Can I boycott it? Oh, I reckon we can get started with the in order there, I guess. But we'll start with Dillon first since we were there. Man, you brought the Legend car out like you said, but the other car, your late model Charger car, what was still there? What was going on?
Yeah, we switched seats. I was putting my seat in our other car, and you know how that goes. Everything just took longer than it thought it was going to, and had some parts ordered, and they kind of got delayed. We really needed to make some weight. I'm obviously kind of small and my seat's pretty light, but just tried, just didn't quite. We needed one more day, I think, to get it ready, but I didn't want to go out there, rushed and all together. Want to go there with your best effort. So we decided we'll hold off and maybe try and hit some of these races in the winter.
There you go. Well, you brought the Legend car out there. Old school bus there.
Yeah.
The Magic school bus, as I like to call it. How was your day?
It wasn't too bad. It had a good field of Legend car, a good field, and it was a good day over there. Had a lot of cars for all the classes. It was a tight field. I mean, there was probably 10 cars or so within a tenth. It was really competitive. We were kind of mid-pack, so I didn't think we were bad, just kind of needed half a tenth, really, maybe a tenth. Kind of got messed up qualifying my last lap, which is usually my fastest. Had a car get in the wall, and they had to throw the caution.
Dang.
So that kind of hurt us, but we started ninth, I think, and kind of made it up to 8th or 7th or so. I think we were fast enough to be, 4th, 5th, just trying to make up some ground there. And unfortunately, lost some brakes there. So didn't hit anything. I was able to bring it home. I was hard on them. It's kind of one of those races where you're so grouped up that you're just always kind of having to try to check up to avoid the car in front of you. Yeah. So we got to get it out and see what all happened there. But unfortunate, because I think we had a pretty decent car.
You did. It didn't look bad at all. You always that car, for whatever reason, always as old as it is.
Yeah.
And everything else, you can bring it to the front. Hey, Heather, how's it going? Oh, cool. Well, we took the old red out there, I guess, and man, I fought all day long. We had, last week's tires on there, first round of practice, or last race's tires on there, first round, and I was like, man, this thing's just loose off the corner.
Yeah, you said you were spinning tires like crazy.
Yeah, and it was just spinning, and so put changed tires and went out there second round practice, and I said I was only going to make a handful of laps just to check, see what we had, and it was still super loose off the corner. Well, we ended up changing. We just made a kind of a wholesale change for qualifying, and it didn't feel bad. It sped up, but something I don't know. There were some crazy times in qualifying all of a sudden.
Yeah,
I don't know what went on there, but there was people that were turning times that typically don't turn times, and I don't know. It was just weird. I don't know if they just found a good lap somewhere or something. Something was just funky. But we sped up a little bit in qualifying, but it still just wasn't good enough. Qualified 8th. And car it had got better. We worked on it. Chad helped us as always. And we kind of, it felt like it got a little bit snug in the center of the corner, so I needed just a little more rotation, but I didn't need to hurt the drive off. Well, we made a slight change on it, not nothing crazy. And for the race, I told Chad was starting right in front of me. I started 8th, he started 6th. Both of us on the outside. I think by the time we come out of turn 2, we were what?
Y'all made up at least a spot.
I passed 2. Mm-hmm. I think he might have passed 1. I think we were 5th and 6th, and then all of a sudden we go down in turn 4, 3 and 4, and the 11 car spins out right in front of us.
I don't know how.
You were spotting for Chad.
Yeah, I know. It was one of those things where it happened.
Did I run into the back of him there?
Run in the back of who?
Chad.
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either. When I come in, and your spotter, typically Pete, was spotting for me, my nose was pushed in under the hood pin bar. Just on the kind of the right front.
I don't know. Maybe you hit him so quick. I don't know. I mean, it all happened so fast. Yeah, I didn't think you did either. I was kind of watching him to see. I didn't see you get in the back of him, but
he said he didn't feel me getting back up.
I don't know.
It was weird. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't no big deal. I mean, it took the plastic and just pushed it
interesting.
under.
I don't know.
So, anyway, so that put Chad up to 4th, me up to 5th there. We had a restart there and ran good few laps there, I think. I kind of got stuck on the inside. My car just got super loose off the corners, like off 2 and 4. Mm-hmm. Again, just super loose off. I couldn't get in the gas at all. I mean, it wasn't just even loose. It was, like I said earlier, it was spinning the tires. I mean, just like it would all of a sudden just, you'd hear it just, wow. It's like you're just doing a burnout down the straightaway. And so anyway, settled in. I ran 5th for quite a while. Well, then we had another couple cautions, kind of back to back there. And on the last caution, I think I somehow got down I got into 1 really good, and me and Chad came out of 2. I think he kind of slid up or checked up.
Yeah.
I think he said he hit the clutch instead of the brake.
Yeah, he did tell me that.
So anyway, we come out of 2 side by side and raced there, and I fell into 4th and ran there for the rest of the race essentially. Chad had a plug wire.
Yeah, we had a rough one there. He had some exhaust fumes coming in the car pretty early there, and so we thought the exhaust had kind of messed up. It had messed up earlier. The collector had kind of come loose there. And so that was kind of, figured out that's not what it was, but he was having some fumes. But it just started running terrible. I mean, the last couple of times it came by me there, it just sounded awful. And so he eventually had to pull off. It was thankfully just a plug wire, but hate it. But
we was having fun racing there.
Yeah,
together.
Yeah, and that kind of went south pretty quick there. But at least it wasn't nothing too major.
Yeah. Well, I kept running 4th there, and then all of a sudden, about 5 laps to go, mine got, I don't know if, we got to look it over, make sure everything, I didn't see anything broke or nothing like that, but it all of a sudden got to the point it was almost undrivable. loose. I mean, like I just couldn't touch the gas. Did it look as loose? You watching it up there as it felt?
Yeah, you were. I don't think you came out of two straight once.
No,
from what I could see. So
no,
like it was definitely a struggle.
It was a handful. It was definitely a handful. What's up, Wayne? There's the winner of the Challenger race there, Wayne Locklear. Congratulations on the win there, man. Thing was flying. Robert, yeah, turn 2 was rough. Connor's got a question. Says you gonna run the 400 there?
I'd like to.
I think you need to go ahead and just put in limited. Might as well.
Yeah, I mean that's where I want to be eventually, But I don't know. That might be a little ambitious for right now, but I'd love to.
Well, the good thing is that's what I was looking at. That's what I told somebody the other day. I was like, the only reason we don't run both tracks a lot of times, us, it's just so much work, and some guys do it, and more power to y'all. Wayne, more power to you. Y'all jump on them things and change setup from track to track, and because there's so much different in setup, and I mean the rules are different and everything else from Dillon to Florence running Challenger and Charger, but I guess it's probably closer to the same, honestly, run Challenger, limited. Dillon, and limited in Florence.
Yeah, we want to get it out here and see, make some tests, and then we'll kind of decide from there, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So anyway, I brought it home. I ended up losing fourth there on the last lap. I just couldn't hold it straight anymore. I could not. I mean, it was impossible. I think I come across the line sideways, I think, all the way down there. So I don't know. We got to get the car out. I know our left rear tire, it was trash to begin with. It was just one of them days it did not get dealt.
Mm-hmm.
Good tires. So I think I just leaned on that right rear so much throughout the day that maybe it just gave up on me.
Yeah.
So anyway, Matt said he gonna get the test soon. Hopefully so. He I think he gave him a motor code. He ended up having some motor issues. So hopefully get them fixed up real quick. Get on the track there, Matt. Need to.
And they had a good field of trucks.
They did. Yeah. They had a great field of trucks. That's one of the things we talk about. There was a big field of trucks over there. There was probably...
There was 13.
13 trucks.
Probably the most I've seen all year.
Cody Kelly came over, and a lot of people... I mean, Cody's good at it, don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of people thought Cody was going to run away with it over there, and it was not. It was a good race. But Cody did win. So congratulations, Cody. He held a good line the whole time, ran good laps the whole time, and his thing was he could keep it completely straight off the corner better than a lot of the other one. Our buddy Ethan Winkler finished second to him, but man, they were for a long time trading lap times back and forth.
Oh yeah, it was close.
So it was super close. So that was a really good race there in the trucks. So congratulations to Cody Kelly there. Did you watch the late model race?
Yeah.
There was a lap.
Yeah, Louis White got Neil Meredith on the last lap there.
He did get him on the last lap.
It was a good race.
I heard people going crazy. We was working on the car over there at the time.
Yeah, he came from way back and ran him down. And you look like Neil Meredith kind of got real tight there the last couple laps, and he just closed the gap on him there, and got him in 1 or 2 last lap.
Well, congratulations. What else we have over there? Trying to think of who else won.
I think Thrasher win. Mini stocks. I don't know if he was driving, but his car won.
I think somebody.
It looked like somebody else might have been.
Let's see. Let's pull up the results.
Chris Rendall or whatever.
Yes, that was a
battle too.
That was a battle. Him and Lil Ricky battled for a good portion of that race. I thought it got hairy there a couple times, especially one time coming out of 4. Chris got into the back of Little Ricky, and I don't know. Little Ricky checked up. I don't know what happened. If he just checked up or if got sideways and had to check up, but then he kind of ran up under him. I was like, "Ooh, this might get scary," but they ended up, sorting it out, and something ended up happening to Little Ricky's car.
No, he pulled in. Yeah.
He pulled in. I think it looked like something on the right front. Might have had a tire going down. Anyway, I don't know. So congratulations to him. I need to pull that up still so I can just read through here. Here we go. Let's see. Let me run just through the list again. As I got it on here, Cody Kelly wins the Super Trucks. Wayne Locklear wins the Challenger. Ricky Locklear won the TNL. Tom Baker wins the Mini Cups. Chris Rendahl, and that it? Is that how
Yeah, I think so.
Mass Street Stock. Lewis White wins late model. Let's see, some vintage races. They put Ricky Locklear, but I'm sure. Yeah, that was Ricky Locklear Jr. won the vintage in the dirt car. Brody Rhodes wins legend cars, and Will Lauterbach in the number 20 wins the stock car classics. That's pretty cool. That's the first time they run that class. Stock car classics, and it was old.
What about like
old
the
cup
diecast
cars.
you had sitting right here?
Yeah, there was a little bit of every bit of that there. There was even an old, I saw it out there. It was in that class. It was an old fastback Mustang that looked stock as could be. That looked good. I mean, for a race car, I was like, I don't know if I'd have that on track personally, but whatever. So, congratulations to all the winners out there. Next race at Dillon Motor Speedway will be the New Year's Bash, which is always a big one. Always a big one. That'll probably be our next race back. And hopefully have some car be changed up a little bit for sure. It'll be we're about to pull it in and tear some stuff off of it and go back with it and change some stuff up. Can't keep it the same too long.
Right.
So but I want to say, I know myself, I know you probably do too, Connor, but for the 2024 season, that is a wrap for Lucky 13 Motorsports. We appreciate all our sponsors, all our supporters out there for helping us this year. SRI Performance. Let me see if I can remember all of it. Palmetto Machine and Fabrication, Rise Aero, Dixie Made, Air Pure Technologies, Lee Tire and Auto. Who am I missing on the car there? I know I'm probably missing.
About your man Skylar.
Skylar Whitfield. Skylar Whitfield. SkylarWhitfield.live. There we go. Anyway, everybody that helps us out and our buddy Chad Webster. Chad Webster Racing and Fabrication there. Earl Ramey Racing Engines. RevMax Racing Apparel. I know I'm probably missing somebody. Hope not, but I appreciate everybody. How about you?
Yeah, that'll probably do it for us too. I guess I'll thank all my sponsors: Trinity Auto Glass, Bearco Backflow Prevention, L&M Frame and Collision, and Action Services. Thank you for all your help this year. We didn't make as many races as we wanted to this year, but look to get back on track next year.
It was a crazy year.
It was.
It was a wild.
We were still at the racetrack every week.
Yes, we were there. It was kind of the same with us. I mean, it was. And then I felt like once we got on the road there towards the end of the season racing, it was like, well, we're done. So that's cool. But yep, like I said, Dillon Motor Speedway will be back in action for the New Year's Bash. They're I think it's first weekend of January. We'll have more about that coming up when that gets closer. But before that, Florence Motor Speedway has got their biggest race of the year coming up, the 400, South Carolina 400, coming up here in about 3 weeks. And so be ready for it. We got a lot to do over there. Not racing. Thought about it, but not racing. But I'll be over there doing a lot of stuff and hanging out and talking to everybody and all that fun stuff. So I think you need to go run limited, Connor. I think you do.
I'd like to.
I think you do. Whatever. It's easier for me to sit there and say that.
Yeah.
But before we get into all the NASCAR action, all the other stuff, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Chicken Bone Alley is brought to you by SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Do you need performance parts? Look no further. They offer a wide range of high-performance parts for various types of racing, including stock car racing, dirt racing, and more. SRI Performance also has the most knowledgeable employees in the industry. If you're looking for that hard-to-find part, they've got it. And if you're wondering how to make it work on your car, they know it. Check them out online at www.sriperformance.com. And when you do, don't forget to use the promo code CBONE10. That's C as in chicken, BONE10, and get 10% off at checkout. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum is a full-line steel service center stocking thousands of sizes, shapes, grades, and types of metals and plastic. If you need it, they have it. And if not, they work fast to find what you need and get it to you. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum also has the ability to cut orders to your specifications as requested. Their dedicated team not only brings many years of experience to the table, but they are always ready and willing to lend a hand with anything you may need. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Your material needs are covered here.
All right. Also, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, as I just think on my car, but also here on the podcast. Appreciate Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Y'all guys, head over there. Anything you need, crate to super, anything in between, all things in between. He can hook you up. Go also get some time on that chassis dyno he's got. You can always find all that extra horsepower right there on that chassis dyno. So y'all head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines and tell him we sent you over there. And one of the big things he's going to want you to put on there is some good old Profab headers and exhaust. Profab headers and exhaust are quality that wins. That's their slogan because it's true. They are there's so many teams in NASCAR and IndyCar and every short track in between that are running Profab headers. So jump on board. Go check out some Profab headers and exhaust today. Tell them we sent you over there. Speaking of our buddy Andrew over there with Profab headers, I texted him the other night after the South Carolina win over Texas A&M. I was like, "Hey, you on the field?" Because he's got season tickets. He's like, he sends me a picture. Sure am. Did you hear how much South Carolina got fined for that?
$250,000.
$250.
Because that's what the second offense this year.
Second offense because the first one was during
The basketball game at Kentucky. Yeah.
Yep. If they do it again, it's $500,000 from there out. But it doesn't go to the NCAA. I thought it did. No, that goes to Texas A&M. The fine goes to the team.
I didn't know that either. Wow.
Yeah, I was like, hey, well, they got.
I guess they really don't want people to do it. Then, huh?
Yeah, well, they don't want to endanger the
I get
players.
It makes sense.
More than anything, they care less about own students running on their own field. I think it's more of.
I wish there was a way to make it to where they could hold them off for 5 minutes to get the team, and then do it. But good luck with that.
Yeah, I was like, who was it? Was it Tennessee? I think it was Tennessee. Who'd they beat? They beat
Alabama when they did it.
Yeah, when they took down the goalpost and took it all the way to the river and threw it in the river. I was like, that's great. Oh, we got plenty of football to talk about here in a little while. But let's go into some other racing action there. It was the last chance to get into the championship round in all 3 races this past weekend. And I think every one of them had a little bit of drama.
Mm-hmm. It's Martinsville.
That's Martinsville. Truck race. Christian Eckes and Taylor Gray, right? Yeah. Taylor Gray. Kind of, Christian Eckes said his truck was so good he was not going to lose. And he just was coming through.
Yeah.
And just knocked Taylor Gray. He didn't wreck him, but
just
boy,
moved him.
he all but.
Yeah.
He sent him all the way to the wall. Fair or foul?
I mean, it's Martinsville. I don't ever want to be in a place where you can't move somebody at Martinsville. I mean, but hey, Phoenix, Taylor Gray can make it hard on him or, move him. I'm okay with that. But, yeah, racing for the lead of Martinsville late in the race is kind of what you expect.
Man, it was. I'm fine with it. I mean, that's my thing is you didn't wreck him.
Yeah.
So, hey, whatever you want to do, I'm fine with. Now, the part that was not smart whatsoever to me was Taylor Gray has been decent this year. Hadn't been great, but he's been good enough to make it through the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Hadn't had a win, but made it up to that round. If Taylor Gray would have won, that would have knocked Ty Majeski out. Well, guess who last time at Phoenix was running up front, battling for a win until got together with somebody and spun? Ty Majeski. Oh, yeah. In the long run, in my opinion, Eckes should have. I ain't saying he shouldn't have passed Taylor Gray. If you want to win, fine, whatever. But I think I'd rather be racing Taylor Gray for a championship than Ty Majeski, personally. Mm. And on top of that, having a Taylor Gray not happy with you going into a championship race.
That's kind of my point. Hey, I'm fine with him moving him, but hey, now you got to deal with, he's not going to cut you any breaks.
No, but man, and Taylor Gray kind of got out. He said he kind of gets a pass on it. It's what stinks. He said, because I can't touch him now going into it. I'm like, who says you can't? Just because you can't call it out that you're going to wreck him. Okay, I ain't saying wreck him. Just do the same thing he did to you. Go in the corner, ship him on up the hill. Mm-hmm. I mean, if that's what you want to do, So, I don't know, but Christian Eckes went on to win the race there. So, congratulations to him. That puts Grant Enfinger, Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski, and Corey Heim into the final race at Phoenix. Who's your champion there? You go first on that one.
I feel like Heim's kind of been Mr. Consistent all year.
Yeah,
I feel like he's kind of always in the top 5 or top 3. So, I guess it'll be mine.
That's cool. I like that pick, but just to throw it out there, we'll have a little game of it, I guess. I'm going to go with Ty Majeski.
Yeah, Phoenix does seem like a place that he'd be good at. Yes. He can just wax the field sometimes.
Yeah, so
it could happen.
He likes something about tracks with flat corners.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but he's fast on tracks with flat corners. So we'll see how that is. That'll be Friday night. That's always a barn burner there, and I think the last couple of times it's got determined kind of like by some late cautions. I don't know if I like that too much, but
that's the name of the game now.
It is. Xfinity Series didn't lack excitement either. Eric Almirola ends up going out and kind of dominating, and he won there in the spring, now won there in the fall. For whatever reason, he just really likes that track. He only runs a few races a year, and I guess that's why he picks that one. He likes that track. But we had a moment with Cole Custer and Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith asked him what Five Finger said to the face, I think, and gave him a good little slap. And he was kind of the same thing. Cole, I look at it, and it's kind of almost identical to a truck race, I think. He lined up behind Chandler on purpose. He could have took the inside, lined up third. Nope, he lines up behind Chandler and just ships him into the corner. And I think his thought process was, I don't want to race him at Phoenix. But now you really got to race him at Phoenix, I think. Chandler don't have anything to lose.
No, he still said he, doesn't have a ride or whatever.
Exactly. So, Daniel, what's up, man? I don't know. So, I feel like that's going to be a interesting one coming down to the line there. Final four going into Phoenix for the Xfinity Series: Austin Hill, AJ Allmendinger, Cole Custer, and Justin Allgaier. I'm going to go. Let's see if we match up on this one. Mm-hmm. I know Cole Custer's defending champion. He's fast at that track, but I'm going to go with probably the sentimental favorite of mine. I'm going to say Justin Allgaier. It's time for him to win one.
Better than I think I picked Custer the last time we made our picks. I think I'm going to stick with him. I think he can get it done again.
I feel like he could do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like he could do that again. So that'll be Saturday night. All right. Cup race. I'm start by we talked about last week, they were bringing a softer tire. Pretty much had what they said, the option tire on the right side and something just a little bit softer than the option on the left side. I think somebody's shooting at the mark out here. But man, that track and those cars look like cars from
there was some rubber.
Early 90s out there with the rubber that was all over that track. And I loved it.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, that was the first time in a couple of years we've seen people go in the corner and just lose it on their own.
Yeah.
And, we had some guys go in there and get the back of people and spin them out. Not intentional, but, it was to the point there for a year or two where there was no natural cautions at Martinsville, But, so I think there was some improvement made there for sure.
Definitely was. I feel like they might could still go a little.
Mm-hmm.
Try a little softer.
Yeah, keep going.
Just for the point of, I think earlier in the race it showed a little more, but as that race went on, more rubber built up on the track. Those cars at the end that didn't take tires, if they would have got a quick caution, I think those tires would have kind of equalized.
Mm-hmm.
And it took them quite a while still to, for the newer tires to prevail over it. Now, there was some differences, but
at least this time, it looked like it actually could pass a little bit.
There was fall off.
The leader could actually last some cars. It wasn't stuck in the aero push of a 30th place car there. So
there was fall off, and so that is a step in the right direction.
Right.
I will give credit where credit is due, and that was a step in the right direction in the fans' eye, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I still think, man, if get rid of shifting there.
Oh yeah,
because they were still shifting a lot, and it was better. But I think if they weren't shifting, that'd have been a great race.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying, just looking at the race before all the craziness, it was a good race. It wasn't a great race, but
it was improvement for sure.
It was improvement.
Had a battle for the lead,
right.
Less than 20 to go. Had 3 cars, kind of, race for the lead. So it was improvement.
It was an improvement. The 77 car.
He didn't make Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar. Man, that dude. I'm gonna tell you, they were talking junk about him on the broadcast, and I mean rightfully so. Not saying I dislike him or anything. I like the dude. I think he's a great driver. I think he's good talent. He got to calm down just a little bit. He's not making friends.
Not at all.
Then I think Alex Bowman finally shipped him.
That's what it looked like.
He got tired of it.
Yeah.
But I think he caused 2 cautions, just dumping people, just driving over his head into the corner is all it was. I mean, I get it. You got to drive deep to get under them to have a chance at it, but he was driving deep and into the side of them. So, anyway, so come down to, like you said, 20 to go. Larson was there, then Elliott was there, then here comes Blaney. And for a handful of laps, put on some great racing. But Blaney had a rocket ship.
He had a good long run car.
Yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden it just switch flipped, and there he was, and he blew right by him.
I think he ended up winning by just over 3 seconds, or right at 3 seconds, something like that.
He was good there at the end.
He was real good. But this is when the craziness goes, and I forgot about Byron. Byron was up there. I didn't say Byron. And this is when the craziness happened. I know a lot of y'all have probably seen it, but if not, we're here to talk about it. Where do we start?
I guess you can kind of set the stage there.
All right. Byron is running. Where was he running? About the 4th spot, I think it was.
And he
around
started to
4th,
fade there.
4th, started to fade. Well, Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain kind of, are up behind him. And I think they're faster than him.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty, they ran him down from pretty far back.
Yeah.
We're all over him there.
Well, they just kind of ride behind him. And that was what we seen, just far as just what we seen at that point in time. Well, all of a sudden at the same point in time, we see Bubba Wallace going super slow. Like, really slow. It's like, does this dude need to pull off the track? He's so slow. Comes down to it. They keep on that for a few laps. White flag comes out. Christopher Bell needs another spot to tie William Byron, and because he had the tiebreaker of better finishes in the round. And so he gets to Bubba there on in turn 3, white flag lap. And he gets loose. You see him get loose going in the corner. Slides the car all the way up to the wall, catches the wall, grabs a gear and floors it. Just rides the wall all the way from, it was in turn 3. It wasn't even 4 yet. Turn 3 all the way around to turn 4 too. He could get off the wall and come down. So at that point, Christopher Bell is in the Final 4 at that point. Well, NASCAR says they're going to look at it. So 27 minutes later, sitting on pit road, which I was fine with. I was fine.
Yeah.
Look at it, get the call right. Get a call
surprisingly,
right.
they were only looking at one thing.
Exactly. And in that 27 minutes, though, we learned at that point that the 3 and the 1, or it's the 3 at least, was on the radio asking, does the 1 crew chief know the plan? I'm like, dude, how much more blatant can you be?
Yeah. Don't pass him.
Don't exactly. I mean, that's what it means. Don't pass him. So I'm like, yeah, that's O'Connor is there. I'm like, they need to come up with code words. The manufacturers need to say, it's rolling over on the right front. Just something racing related, 10-4. So that did not look good. Well, as we said, Bubba Wallace was also dropping like a rock, claiming, he thought they had just told him where Bell was in points. And then all of a sudden he says, I think I got a tire going flat.
He was half a lap, 3/4 of a lap ahead of.
And he was trying to sell it. He was doing good trying to sell it.
I can see it.
He was going in the corner, snatching it and turning and, doing all the things
Yeah.
to make it look like it was just squirrely. And they probably were smart, though, because they didn't say much until all of a sudden, Freddie says that Bell's two behind you. He's coming. Clear. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, now we got, and this is the thing, and that's why me and Sterling were talking about last night, actually. It's like, all right, how do you do this? Well, let's go ahead and finish first. 27 minutes later, they decide Christopher Bell had a safe. There's not actually a rule that says you can't wall ride. The rule states that you can't do anything that NASCAR deems unsafe. And because of the crossover gate, they deemed it a safety violation, is what they say.
All right.
So that put William Byron in the Final Four. And I will say, Bill was really classy about it. Walks down, congratulates William Byron. They have a little conversation there real quick. And you could tell neither one of them were happy with the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, just by no means. I mean, not mad at each other by no means.
Just not, yeah. Like
It's
you
just
said,
like this situation sucks bad. So anyway, getting back to it, and NASCAR told Joe Gibbs, and Joe Gibbs not happy about it, but NASCAR told Joe Gibbs this safety violation is the same thing as a tire coming off. You can't. There's no appealing this. So anyway, me and Sterling were talking about this last night. It was like, all right, how do you go about? Because I've seen so many people today say, "Oh, they should have took 24 out too because they manipulated the race." Well, okay, if we're doing that, are you also going to say at that point the 20 manipulated the race? Because the 20 didn't. The 24 did not either. Their teams did not. 2311 is not teammate technically with Christopher Bell. The Austin Dillon and Ross Chastain are not teammates with William Byron. So what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you go in and say we're taking away this many manufacturer points, for the manufacturers championship?
I don't know how much they care about that.
The manufacturers supposedly do a lot. That's a big thing to them. I mean, even though, us as fans don't really look at it too much, but I was listening to Denny Hamlin's podcast, and that's what he was saying. He said manufacturers really care about that.
Well, if they do, that could be an option. I didn't really think about that, but
I feel like there's probably going to be some fines and
there's
maybe even suspensions to maybe the 3, maybe the 1.
I was gonna say fine. I think we'll get it done. Chevrolet will gladly, write a check for that.
Got $100,000 fine.
Yeah.
Sure, here you go.
That's NASCAR's bought themselves into a corner where there's no solution for this that's going to satisfy everything.
No, it's not going to. The 4 guys are just looking like, hey, he said, how y'all doing over there? I don't know what you think about the whole situation there.
Man, it's terrible because it takes away from what could be a good storyline. I mean, Ryan Blaney wins after he lost it on the last corner last week. It's just the playoffs, man. I'm fed up with them. It's just gimmicky, trying to create drama. This is what you're going to get eventually,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's a bad look because, I mean, you had 3 cars out there the last couple laps that didn't, just obviously follow team orders and deliberately, pass, let by, or didn't pass somebody. And it's just not a good look for the sport.
No, it's not. It's not. It just reminds me so much of F1 at that point. It was like, man, I know it's not, they're not necessarily the same team, but it is manufacturer. They're still.
And that's what's crazy. I guess because the next gen car, you kind of get more of the OEMs. But it used to be. I want to think. RCR would do all that to help a Hendrick car. Maybe a Hendrick car would try to block for another Hendrick car, but it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
It took more than just a same manufacturer to
up until
have an alliance like that.
Dude, up until probably the teens, 20 teens.
Even
They didn't
teammates didn't
even
really do that.
really work together at super speedways. I mean, they would if
Yeah.
they were lined up or something, but if not, I hate it for you. I'm going with whoever I can go with. It was kind of, every driver for themselves
Yeah.
for the most part. I mean, everybody had guys they like to work with. That was like even Junior talked about not long ago. He was like, I hated it when they started that stuff because he said there were guys that I worked best with that were not teammates.
Right.
Like, they might even be a different manufacturer that we just worked good together that week for whatever reason.
Well, you want to see everybody trying to do what's in their best interest. That's what makes a good race.
That was kind of my thing. It was just like, who's trying to win the race here?
Yeah.
I mean, is there another car that's as fast as Blaney? We don't know because nobody's really trying.
Yeah, I mean, why would in any other circumstance, Austin Dillon would love to finish, fifth instead of sixth or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a position on the racetrack. To sit there and ride.
I mean, that's
side by
like,
side. It's just.
that's
weird.
yeah, exactly. And that's like, I mean, in all honesty, it's like me and you out here racing each other, and we've done it many times. We're going to pass each other. I mean, we're going to drive clean around each other as clean as we can, but we're going to try to race each other as hard as we can because that's what we're there to do. And it starts diluting the racing. It takes away from so much. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, are we going to see next year? If they got to do something, or else you're just going to see, same thing again. Say Byron, needs a spot. Are all the Hendrick cars just going to slow down the last lap and let them by? I don't think. I mean, it's obviously not something that's going to happen all the time, but
Well, it seems like in NASCAR, once something starts happening, until something changes, it's like it happens more and more and more and more obvious.
yeah, and worse, right?
And worse, and yeah, exactly. And they're just like they force them to finally make a rule on it. And I personally wish NASCAR wouldn't take so long to make the rule on it. But how do you police it?
Yeah.
What do you do?
That's what I'm saying. It'll be interesting because they said they're tearing the 23 car down to see if anything was broke. And bottom line is, like you said, neither Byron nor Bell themselves did anything wrong, but they obviously benefited from people, manipulating the race. So I don't know. I mean, the playoffs, you put them in a situation like this, it's just ridiculous. Like I said, I don't know that there is a solution to fix it all. I think you got to punish the guys that were, blocking or slowing way down the last lap. But
it wouldn't surprise me. You don't. I mean, if you think about it, back to what year was that?
Spingate, yeah,
which was
2013, something like that.
Was, yeah. When that happened, there was people who got suspended indefinitely because of that. I thought about Day and they were talking about that, and I was like, well, they could suspend Booty Barker because Phoenix gonna be his last race anyway as a crew chief. And I'm gonna tell you, I hate it for Brandon McReynolds because it puts him back in the hot seat again as Austin's spotter. I'm like, y'all just need to
they got to learn to stop talking. Yeah.
He's already been suspended for one race this year. Y'all got to quit hitting the button. I heard him talk about, make a rule where the spotter can't tell them where they are in points, and I'm like, that's never going to work.
Yeah.
They're just
they can code around that,
which I think they're dumb for not already doing that. I would have. Yeah, that's what I would have done. I mean, there's so much stuff you could have said, and it's like, no, don't say. Or they know the plan. That just incriminates yourself so bad at that point. So I don't know. But at the end of the race, Blaney won. So that puts Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, and William Byron into the final four at Phoenix.
Yeah. There's nobody I really like in that.
I mean, there's not.
What do you mean? That's not. That's just me. But that doesn't really matter. But I don't feel like there's anybody that.
I feel like, and I put this on Twitter. I wrote this. I can't remember last night or this morning. I put hot take. In my opinion, the best 4 cars are not all going to
No.
Phoenix. With
I would say
championship.
only 2 of them are.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I personally think Blaney and Reddick could. Reddick's had a up and down playoff.
Reddick's had up and down. Byron has at least been decent.
He's been decent. He was just decent enough.
Yeah, he's been decent all the way through.
Yeah. And so I'm not upset with that necessarily.
Yeah, nobody other than maybe Logano. Nobody
That's what
is ridiculously in, but he's probably gonna win it. You know, that's just the way
it's going to look bad for NASCAR. If, in my opinion, if Joey Logano goes out there and wins this championship, that is going to exploit this playoff system so bad. Yes, he done what he had to do to win and get in, but he literally has won 2 races this year on fuel mileage and was nowhere near the fastest or nowhere close to the fastest. So I don't like it.
Me and you, we want to see.
I want to see the
I
fastest.
just want it to be fair, you know. I want to see the people that have run good get rewarded, you know. But I don't know. There's enough people like me and you.
I would have rather seen Ross Chastain and Bubba Wallace in the playoffs because they had more consistent finishes than, let's say, Daniel Suarez and Harrison Burton.
Yeah.
Not saying they'd have made it any farther, but I feel like they were better.
The whole thing
cars.
doesn't give you a good feeling about it. You don't feel like the best 16 are in the playoffs.
No.
You don't feel like the best 4 are in the championship, and you don't usually feel like the champion was the best driver.
And
it's just, I don't know.
And they say, you know, they want to reward winning. Well, Kyle Larson won more races, double the races anybody else won this year, and he has not been rewarded. So I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't mind necessarily the playoff format.
Yeah, I understand. At the end of the day, we're in.
Yeah.
We might be too long gone,
but I don't like the one race at the end. That's my biggest thing. I don't like the one race at the end.
I think it should be a 3 race, like you said. Have a short track, a mile and a half, and if you got to have Phoenix, we'll have Phoenix as our mile track.
That needs to change.
Yeah. At least you could have like Martinsville, Charlotte, and Phoenix, or Bristol, Homestead, and Phoenix.
That's what I was going to say. Say Martinsville, Homestead, and I guess you could say Phoenix. I would say Martinsville, Homestead, and Las Vegas. That'd be a good market for NASCAR or switch back and forth between Las Vegas and Homestead.
Yeah, Las Vegas, Homestead. Maybe Kansas. Kansas isn't a very good market, but it's a good racetrack right now.
Well, I'm just saying you could at least go West Coast one year, East Coast one year.
I don't feel like, you don't have enough time to hardly promote. It's like the Final Four here, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
You don't really have time to promote who's your championship for.
No, not at all. So I don't know. So, all right. I guess it's that time. Who for the final Cup race of 2024? Who you taking?
Man, this is tough.
Blaney, Logano, Reddick, or Byron?
I guess not a huge fan, but I guess I'll go Blaney just because he's pretty good at Phoenix, and he's got the momentum right now on his side, too.
Ran 5th there.
Plus, his teammate Logano should have been probably working on the Phoenix setup the last 2 weeks, and they want to...
Is that an advantage?
I don't know. That's kind of what I wonder sometimes. I don't know that momentum's not. I know momentum's not real, supposedly. But
well, I think it's an advantage for Logano, personally. I wonder if it's an advantage for
Blaney.
For Blaney, or as a whole as Penske.
Now they have to get 2 cars ready instead of 1.
Exactly. Let's say Hendrick. Hendrick cars, they're going to all go. Did they have a practice? I think they got a practice, don't they?
Probably, yeah.
I think so. They're going to all go with a little bit different setup for practice.
And see which one.
See which one's the fastest. See which one lands. Then all of a sudden, that's what's going to be in William Byron's car. Whichever one was the fastest, this is what we need to run. So, they're kind of dividing that in the Penske organization there. Toyota, every Toyota is going to be out there giving whatever they can to Tyler Reddick. I think, I don't know why, I just felt it kind of last year, but he's made it to the Final Four. I feel like Willie B might get it done.
That was who I was my second pick there. I do feel like he can do it for sure.
I think he can. I would have. I don't know. I've always been a Hendrick fan, personally, but I just feel like he can get it done this year. Mm-hmm. He's had two seasons back to back that he's just been
solid.
He starts off a lot of times really good, then kind of lulls out, then skirts by there at the end, and then so I don't know. We'll see. That'll be this coming Sunday, final race of the NASCAR season there. It feels like it just got started almost, but guess we're done. So I don't know. It'll be. I think that'll be. I just hope it's a good race.
Yeah.
I hope it's a decent
Maybe
race
they
to watch.
Something out.
Man, I'm tired of being at Phoenix. It's gonna be at Phoenix again next year.
Mm-hmm.
But word on the street, 2026 maybe back at Homestead.
That'd be good.
Yeah, be real good. Might even try to go to it. Anyway, want to thank our good friends over at Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. If y'all are coming down for the 400 especially, they are open for their Christmas hours 7 days a week right now. So y'all go check out Dixie Made on Facebook, Instagram, all those good places. Check them out. Tell them we sent you over. Go find all the brands that you like, all the brands that you want to buy everybody for Christmas. They love it. They love all those brands from head to toe. They got everything you need, clothing-wise and accessory-wise. So y'all go check out Dixie Made right here by the flea market here in Florence. Also, Fresh Chef in the Race City area of North Carolina. They got multiple locations up there. Y'all go check them out. Daily food and drink specials. Just some of the best food that you will ever find. If you're going to be up there for the World Finals there this weekend in Charlotte, go check out a Fresh Chef. That'll be be really, really good. It's good stuff. Also, RevMax Racing Apparel. Suits for us race car guys. Need multi-layer SFI rated suits. Good stuff. Great design work. Great, just well made. Y'all go check out RevMax Racing Apparel. Also, for the karting guys need just single layer stuff, they got you covered too. So y'all go check them out. Also, MPM Marketing, www.marketwithmpm.com. Go check out our good friend Tanya over there. She can help you out, hook you up, get you in front of all those faces that you need to be in front of when you in this racing game and looking for that marketing advantage. So go check out marketwithmpm.com. All right, as we talked about a little bit earlier, since we like to talk about it, there was some football. How about them Gamecocks?
Man, that was awesome. Kind of was keeping score on my phone and saw it was tied at halftime and got home.
Should have come in the trailer. It was playing in the trailer.
Was it? Yeah. I always say if I start watching them, they'll start doing bad. But
that's what always happens to me. All of a sudden, somebody else I didn't watch it. We were behind, actually. And all of a sudden, when I watched it, we scored. So I was like, well, I guess I got to watch the rest of it.
Yeah. But yeah, man, they had a good second half for sure.
They did.
That was awesome. That was awesome to see. Felt good because, you hate it for them. It felt like they've had two big wins slip right through their fingers this year. So that was awesome. It was really good to see the offense score some points and the defense was pretty good as usual. So who knows, man? The Clemson's not looking very good right now, so that's good. But hopefully they can have a good November and, make the season, a good one.
Ended out on a good
Right.
note, that's for sure. I know it was funny because I started listening to stats for the game. A&M had the number one rush defense in NCAA for a year. They had only given up an average, I think it was like 106 yards a game rushing,
Yeah.
which is insane. I think we ended up with
It was over 250, I think.
I think so, getting close to 300.
Which is insane because we haven't been able to run
No,
the ball
yeah.
very good all year.
Yeah, and I think that actually worked to our advantage. We hadn't been, so nobody was expecting it. Now they'll probably be expecting it. So, but man, that was a good game. That was good to watch and good to see Lenore Sellers from right here in Florence, South Carolina.
He had a really good game.
He had a really good game, and he's finally looking comfortable
Right.
right there. Look,
I don't know how he got out of some of the sacks he did.
He did.
I mean, there was 3 or 4 times where they just had a free runner and he somehow
yeah, we
got
still.
away.
I think we still got to work a little bit on our offensive line, letting some guys back there. We got to get them holes plugged for sure. But he looked like he's not. I don't want to say he was scared of, but not looking as rushed about it. Even though the guys are getting back there, he's able to move around and get away. So I don't know. Maybe like you said. We got Vanderbilt coming up next week, though. I'm more scared about Vanderbilt right now than I am about Clemson.
Yeah. I mean, I think we still should be better than them, but,
We should be.
apparently they're not bad either, so I don't know.
Where'd they come from all of a sudden?
That is insane. I mean, I don't think anybody even expected them to be any better than they usually are.
They must have had more NIL money than
I don't know where they got it from, but that's pretty cool though. But I hope we can put some good games together. We have a reputation of being pretty up and down.
Yeah, we always, like we say, we play to our opponent. But I did see, speaking of Vanderbilt, I saw something funny today. They beat Auburn, and one of the players on Vanderbilt put out a tweet that said "Merry Christmas" on it. And what it was from 2 years ago. One of the coaches from Auburn texted him Christmas morning and said, "Hey, man, we're not going to sign you, but I hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and all this." So, obviously, Vanderbilt did, and then they went and 2 years later, beat. This dude's been holding on to
he's
this
been waiting
team
on
for
that
2 years.
Wow.
It's like, that is great there. That is top notch there. So I don't know. We'll see.
Who would have thought South Carolina versus Vanderbilt was going to be a
I know. We'll have college
Big
game
old
day
game,
there. No. I'm ready to watch some good football there. Man, but we were talking about the other day at track, actually. We had a little bit of downtime. Dude, how's these playoffs going to shake out there?
There's nobody far and above,
No. And, I mean,
Especially in the
obviously,
SEC, everybody's lost one game at least.
that's my thing is I think we're going to have, and obviously we got, there's still some undefeated teams out there. Not many, but there are some undefeated teams out there. But most of those are in conferences where it's it's not saying much. Their schedule hadn't been much. Well, now we got some 2-loss teams in the SEC. They're still like, man, they're still a good team.
yeah.
Still, so how do you? I don't know. How do you?
Yeah, it'll be tough.
How do you rank that?
Yeah, I think the college the playoff rankings come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do it. It's still several weeks out, but yeah, that's going to be very interesting.
For sure. We might do I might get it up and we'll do a college bracket college football bracket.
Mhm.
That'd be a
fun.
good one.
Something where it's possible to get it right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
March Madness.
Only got
you
12
know,
teams,
yeah.
so
It's still probably improbable, but
um,
you know, it could happen.
it could happen. It definitely could happen. Yeah, we can we'll make it. We'll make that happen. We'll do something on that, and you know, might charge everybody $1 to get in at winner take all. A whole $1. The only reason I say that is because the bracket thing on here charges you to do it. So I'm
Really?
like, dang, yeah,
Wow.
it does. I'm like, it stinks. We could make our own. I mean, we could, but it'd just be a lot to keep up with.
Right.
I do want to. Oh yeah, just everybody know. They already know. Clemson lost.
And they were throwing stuff on the
Little
field,
bit,
so you
yeah.
can't say nothing about us doing it.
Yeah, they had to go clean up the field the day after. We didn't throw nothing on the field but people,
Yeah, a lot of them.
and killed some
Some bushes there.
bushes. Whew. Back on racing real quick. I do want to the ZMAX Cars Tour schedule came out for 2025 today. Actually cutting some races out.
Yeah, I thought it looked a little smaller.
Well, they said that they, with what happened this year, just with some rain dates and the guys there was a lot of people that couldn't get turned around, you know, get cars back together in
Right.
time, and it just put a lot on. They said they wanted it more, so you know,
Each race is a big race kind of deal.
each race is a big race, and they want people to have time to get their stuff back here because they know these guys aren't. There's some of them operating on big teams and big budgets, but a lot of teams that are still out there with that are still, you know, just family operations or 2 or 3 people buddies that come over and help you get the car back together at the house and stuff. But we'll run through it real quick. March 1st, New River All-American Speedway starts it off with the late model stocks and pro late models. March 29th, so putting almost a month in between it. Late model stocks will be at Wake County. April 12th, it says it's TBA for late model stocks and pro late models, but I'm hearing they're trying to finalize, was it Cordell Speedway? I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's in Georgia?
I think I was thinking.
So put one in Georgia. I mean, I
cool.
haven't had any there,
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool. Then April 26th, Orange County Speedway for late model stocks and pro late models. Then May 2nd will be at Ace Speedway for both. Still keeping 2 dates at North Wilkesboro. The first will be May 14th, and that will be for both late model stock and pro late models. May 31st, looking like Langley Speedway for the late model stocks only. Day after my birthday there, June 14th, Dominion Raceway for both. A lot of or actually the rest of them throughout are both late model stock and pro late models. There's only 1, 2 standalones for late model stocks. So July 2nd, Caraway Speedway. August 2nd, Hickory Motor Speedway. August 16th, Anderson Motor Speedway.
Yep, saw that one.
That's a good one on
yeah.
the list there, which is a nice track. Well, that's a bumpy track, but here they might be going to pave it over the winter. Then August 29th, that'll be a big weekend for us because that will be Florence Motor Speedway. September 13th, South Boston. October 4th will be at Tri-County. And October 18th will end the season there at North Wilkesboro. So let's see. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 races. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like a
Looks like a
15 race
good
schedule.
deal, yeah.
That's a good schedule. only going to one track twice. And I think that'll be good for that track. That track needs more racing on it right now.
Yeah.
More racing it can get, the better. It even the last race there got better. It's just still really fast. They're at North Wilkesboro, so but it'll get there. So anyway, so this weekend we're only pretty much down to NASCAR action there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some other local tracks I think are racing a few places. We'll check all them out. If you're in the Charlotte area, like I said, World of Outlaw World Finals there will be up there. Man, they were there this last weekend with the short track championship. 600 and some odd entries.
Wow.
Good and bad thing, because it's great having that many cars. Problem is they were cutting laps in the mains. There was a couple mains that they cut down to like 8 laps.
Wow.
I'm like,
That's not much racing to be had there.
nah, you can't do that. So especially them guys. I think they said street stocks, 3 days time. Some of them only run like 14 laps on track in 3 days.
Wow. That's
So
not very good.
that's rough. Let's see what we had some comments here. Robert says, have y'all ever been to New River? Awesome looking track. Would love to give it a shot. I have not been to New River. You been up there?
I haven't. My dad had a track record there for a week or two.
Did he?
Yeah. I think they went up there opening night and he sat on pole when it was Coastal Plains. But I've never been. I would like to go too, though.
I'd like to go there too. It seems like a cool track. Kel, what's up, buddy? Just got your text. Man, praying for y'all and praying your dad gets, praying for it. Praying for him, man, for sure. So anyway, so what you got? What else? Anything?
Not much. I think we about covered it all. Just looking forward to 400 coming up here soon.
Me as well. Gonna have a lot of cool stuff. Probably gonna line up some folk to come on here before kind of preview the 400 there at Florence Motor Speedway, and have a lot of coverage from it. So we shall see. We'll be back next week with the kind of the final race of the NASCAR season. Who knows? May take off a week there in between. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who we get on here and go from there. Whatever we got to talk about on here.
10-4.
And roll with it. However we need to roll.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and I reckon we'll talk with y'all next time.
Later.
Alrighty there, boys and girls. Well, I reckon look like we got one left in here, maybe. Hey. All right. Well, real fast. I want to how to miss here. I don't know. Running through everything so fast. I mentioned him real fast. I want to shout out our good buddy Skylar Whitfield. www.skylarwhitfield.live. Y'all go check him out. This week he'll be live there at Molly Darcy's Irish Pub there in North Myrtle Beach. On the 8th, he'll be at Southern Roots Bar and Grill in Monroe, North Carolina. The 9th, Lazy Turtle Bar and Grill in Oak Island, North Carolina. And the 10th, Lone Rider at Oak Island in Oak Island, North Carolina. So y'all go check out our buddy Skylar Whitfield if y'all are in the area. For sure. He was over at Dillon sang the national anthem this past weekend and stayed around and called some races and did some Victory Lane interviews and all that fun stuff. So always appreciate our buddy Skylar Whitfield and getting close. Get time to get him back on here. Maybe coming through here one night. Get him in here.
Right.
But anyway, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, and we'll check y'all next time.